Bro, like 1 in 20 times you load up Fall Guys, it should play the shit in a minor key. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this infectious positivity in the music. This the Go Team sort of Caro Bonito, relentless optimism that comes through with the music. You know, this is the kind of shit that plays when you go to Toys R Us and you pop a quarter into the gumball machine that's like 25 feet tall, and then it goes down the marble run, and then it hits the windmill, and the windmill makes some bubbles come out, and then it could go in 2 different paths. One of them's like a little corkscrew, one of them's a little loop-de-loop. Sometimes you should boot this up, and it should just be like... should just play something fucked up. It should play like Zombie by the Cranberries or something like that. It should play Hate It or Love It by The Game featuring 50 Cent. I know some people think it's 50 Cent featuring The Game. I don't think that's the way that it was marketed. I think it was marketed as a vehicle to promote the game and thus raise G-Unit's profile and use the 50 Cent feature as a way to spotlight it. But that's just my personal take. It should play Good Morning Captain. It should play Good Morning Captain. It should not play Breadcrumb Trail, because Breadcrumb Trail is almost a little too euphoric. You're right, it needs to... There was the outstretched hand of a child. A quiet voice whispered, "Help me." Slint reference? Oh, I'm a big Slint head. MALF knows I'm a big Slint head.
You're a big what head?
A big, excuse me? I'm a big Slint head. Slint.
You like the band Slint?
I like the band. We would drive it in high school. I'd be like, hey, pass the aux cord. I'm turning the Opeth off. Here's a song about a young boy who invites his fortune teller at the carnival to go on the roller coaster with him.
It did happen. He did this many times.
Every time. It got annoying, honestly.
Um,
They had aux cords back in the day. No joke, with MALF's car had a cassette deck. And then, I don't know, only old heads will know this one. There was a device where you could plug like a dummy cassette into the cassette deck. And then you would plug the other end into like the headphone jack of your MP3 player. And then you could use your MP3 player to pipe shit out of the Volvo car stereo.
what will really trip people up is that I was still using that up until the year 2020.
Well, I think I've told you this before, but like, you know, in 2005, when you were driving a 93 Volvo station wagon, it was kind of funny. You're like, this
94.
Well, okay, sorry. You're like, this is an old car. But in the 2010s, when you're driving a 93 Volvo station wagon, you're like, holy cow, this thing is like a tank.
Oh, yeah.
It's the most like insane value on a car purchase that I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's wild. There's like a whole cult following for like those older, you know, early 90s, late 80 Volvos.
And they kind of like, in 2000, no offense, in 2005, they didn't look cool.
Mm-hmm.
But in 2012, they looked cool again. Because it was like,
sure.
It was like a throwback to an earlier era.
Anytime you see one in a movie or whatever, you see some little yuppie, you know, zipping around in an old Volvo wagon, you're like, all right, I'm in for a good time.
There is always like, it's a shorthand for pretentiousness, which
Yes.
I don't think is fair. But anytime you see an American in a movie driving a Volvo, you're like, okay, this guy has a college degree.
Yeah, Volvo or like a Saab.
A Saab, maybe even a Subaru.
Yeah.
Because you know who famously drives a Saab?
Hugh Laurie.
Well, I mean in fiction.
Oh. Once you tell me, I'll know. But
You're
can't
gonna know 100%. Jerry Seinfeld drives a Saab.
Oh, he does. Does he have? Is it 9.3 Sport or something like that?
I
Or
don't
9.5?
remember.
Yeah.
But I do remember they can't get the smell out, right?
Well, dude. So one summer, like my air control unit, your climate control unit went on the fritz. It would either just like blast the defrost or not turn on at all, and I couldn't turn it off. I'd have to take the out of the fuse box just to get it to stop.
Cow.
And so I called up a local place, and they're like, it's like, how much to get like an OEM unit or a unit replaced? Like, do you have any? They're like, oh, we'd have to like order one to be built in Sweden. I was like, oh,
Holy cow.
And he's like, well, how
A
much would that
fridge
cost?
for sauces?
And he was like $1,300.
Oh, no,
Oh,
it's not.
jeez.
So then I went to a junkyard and I got one for $50 and it worked fine. So.
You're actually. Has anyone ever told you that you're living in like the 1980s? And I mean that in a positive way.
Well,
so the average person, myself included, if they were like, it's $1,300 to fix it, would be like, all right, I'm just gonna buy a whole new car.
I thought about it.
I didn't even know you
$1,300?
could. I didn't know you could go to a junkyard and then like we just talk to an old man and go, do you have any like spare OEMs for or spare climate control models for a 1994 Volvo station wagon? You can just do that?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, so you could just like they'll know what cars they have on the lot usually, and then you can go and like pick your own stuff. Your seats are usually taken and like other crap. But I just called him and he's like, yeah, we'll go take a look. So I didn't even have to go and pull it out myself. He just had it on the counter. And
That's
he's like,
crazy.
yeah, and it worked.
What the
I
heck
honestly
is this?
thought that a junkyard was like its only purpose was creating scrap metal to sell, and then also like being the set piece for a climax of a Lethal Weapon movie with like they got the car hooked up on the magnet, or they're about to crush a dude in the car crusher or something like that.
Or like in Breaking Bad when they need to put the giant magnet in a vehicle to suck up all the evidence in the police.
Right.
You remember
Gee,
that
I do
scene?
remember that. Genius.
Scramble the hard drives.
Sometimes
Vampire Survivors, more like Vampire Sucker.
You're playing Vampire Survivors.
Malf, you don't have to be so rude about it.
Let's go.
Speaking of sucking,
Did you suck the hot sauce off
your
your
dad's balls yet today? You know, Malf. You know how Malf keeps making these jokes about wanting to like talk to my wife and telling me to tell my wife to phone him and stuff like that.
That's not a
Yeah.
joke. Just as someone who's known him for a
I
long
just keep
time.
saying back to him with about him and his dad's balls.
That's
And
fine.
it's- Yeah, I think
I'm
it's
not
fine.
bothered by it. You seem
I
to
think
be
it's fine.
bothered by me hitting on your wife.
I'm not. I'm not at all.
You're not?
No.
I think I
Well,
would be.
maybe. No, should
Well,
I?
I mean, if you saw the text she's been sending me.
What the hell?
Oh, man.
You and Sip's wife have a private.
Sending you some,
you're not even in the group chat together. You have a
dating
private text
Well,
chain.
she sent me this really good recipe for homemade guacamole.
Mm.
And,
I told her not to share that.
it's a secret Sips family guacamole recipe.
Nobody can know my guacamole.
The secret
recipe.
ingredient is children's cough syrup.
This guy's got a
Calpol.
problem.
You gotta get some Calpol in there.
Like when Ryan went to poop or something.
No, dude.
Hey, speaking of which, can I tell
I mean, he
you?
hasn't
still,
talked in
we-
like 5 minutes. So
Oh, you know
Is
what?
he still suffering from?
Oh no! When we guys, when we had, so I had a little ravioli. Like ravioli is when my OBS like drops some frames. It happens once every time that I play Fall Guys, and I totally forgot that it removes me from the Discord call without actually removing me. So I was actually I thought we were having a conversation. I was like talking about how somehow Malf's in the private call with Sips's wife, and he's not even in the group chat. He's got a private like line. You guys were laughing and responding. I was way in on the guacamole bit, and then you said I hadn't talked in 5 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah, no, we hadn't heard you talk in like actually 5 minutes.
I was so stoked. I like Malf said Sips is playing Vampire Survivors, and I was like, oh, Pog, he's playing Vampire Survivors, and I was just completely ignored. It is weird. Computers are weird, man.
wow. Just think of the quantum computers, man. Oh,
I don't want to even think of those.
I don't either.
Sending my
Qubit-
mind into overdrive.
But isn't
Quantum
that's one of
tunneling.
those things that's always been like 10 years
a
away?
decade away.
Yeah.
Well, that's fusion, but like, I don't know. I think they are making like progress with it.
Like Elon keeps saying that like full self-driving is going to be good to go in 3 years, and then you used to get these viral clips of like, look at this Tesla trying to turn left into a city train that's running right by.
Dude, come on, cut him some slack. He's lost like 60-some billion dollars in net worth since he
I'm
tried
gonna
to
cut
buy
it.
Twitter.
Forget that because he didn't have to do any work to lose the 60 billion. But I'll cut him some slack because he's got 9 fucking kids. Holy cow!
What?
I can't even imagine.
He's got 9 kids.
I honestly
I feel like I have 9. I only have 3, but it feels like there's like
It's
9
9?
or 10 of them sometimes.
Sorry, he's got 10. 10. Sorry.
How
Hey.
does he have 10?
I'm
I'm just gonna go pee while you guys finish that.
That's
okay? I'll
fine.
be right
Yeah,
back.
yeah. No worries. I've been talking a lot of smack about Elon. As soon as I found out he had 10 kids, I was like, I take it all back. I think he's doing pretty well considering, you know, that he's got a TLC show level of dependence. Hey, I got a, and mostly this is for Sips because I know he's been through it. Got some major milestones this week.
Okay.
Well, you did teeth. She said teeth for like a year and a half.
Oh, yeah. Look how old she is.
How many teeth does she have?
I don't know, like 14 or
A dozen?
something. Yeah, she's got a
Well,
lot.
no,
Crap,
I
that's a
meant
lot of
like, is
teeth.
she losing her teeth yet?
Mine
the
still
hell?
only has 2. Her
It's a
2
joke.
front bottom teeth. That's it.
No, this is like, I don't want to brag, but she has now used her potty 3 times.
Yo.
Oh, that's nice when they get to that point.
2 number 1s and a number 2.
Oh, right.
That's
on, right
great.
on.
How old is she again? Sorry.
21 months.
Oh, that is really good.
So I
That's
think
ki-
she's a little
kinda
early. Yeah,
actually.
she's early on the
That's
potty.
really good.
And it's fantastic.
Oh, it's a life changer though. Like once they start doing that, it's so good.
I will say that like I naively was like, oh, when she's on the potty, like we're finally done with all this gross diaper stuff. Then I realized that
Yeah.
like in a way the potty's actually like a little grosser. Like,
It is a little bit. If she drops a fresh one in there, it can be pretty grim.
You gotta like roll it into the toilet and then rinse it out in the bathtub and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not the best. But
Hey, Damish,
the thing with
thank
the
you, by
potty
the
though
way,
is
for the
like
gifted
people think that I didn't
subscriptions. Thank you.
qualify, by the way.
Yeah.
People think that it lasts forever, but it's actually a really quick phase. Like,
And then straight to the toilet, right?
yeah,
Let's
'Cause
go.
Once they figure out that they can use the potty, they're just like, well, why don't I just use the toilet? And then they just go for it, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's pretty
Because
good.
she's starting to suss out the potty's not quite right because it has like
Yeah.
a flush button that just plays a sound. So she'll like pee in the potty and then
Yeah.
push the flush button and then lift the lid and be like, what the heck? My pee's still here. So it's like,
the
and I'm
other-
like, I don't know. I guess it's just not very good.
Yeah, I'm not an expert or anything, so you know, take this as you will. But like sometimes it seems like they're like mastering something, and then there is like a bit of regression.
Yeah,
and like
no
I'll
doubt.
give you an example of that. Like my kids potty trained fine; it was okay. What the 2 that have already. But we got to a point where like if they were doing something that they really enjoyed doing, they would just like hold it and hold it and hold it and hold it and then just
Yeah.
have these accidents, you know? And you're just like, okay, well, you know not to shit your pants.
Right, yeah.
But
that's-
I guess like you know, it was just a
Fun to
really
do,
good
yeah.
episode of Simpsons that you couldn't leave off. So there is like an element of that. And
Dude, I don't know. Like, I feel like streamers are like that. when you know,
yeah, they can be,
Used to
yeah.
do some collaborations with streamers. You'd like be talking to one, and they'd be like, "Hold on, if I don't leave right now, I'm gonna piss my pants." And I'm like, "There's
Yeah, I
no
mean,
better opportunity for you to go to the bathroom." Like,
Dude,
One-
Rob
one of
being
my-
like,
one of my
"I haven't
streamer-
pooped in 3 days, and
Rob,
then
Rob would say just insane shit like, "I haven't pooped in 3 days," and we're like, "Why?" And he's like, "I haven't had time."
yeah,
It's just like,
Yeah, I mean, I
he
just
is a long pooper, but I mean, like,
come on. I'm a long pooper too, and like, I'll make the time. I'd rather get half an hour less of sleep and make sure I clear out the pipes a little
dude,
bit.
we're living in the golden age, Nintendo Switch. You know, you bring some Slay the Spire in there, you have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for you, because I know you can beat Ascension 15 in 18 minutes. So that's like a.
Gosh darn right, I can. I beat Ascension 18 in 40 minutes. I know that's not that fast.
Dude, that's still pretty good. 40 minutes.
Did you have like those elbow marks on your knees, and did you have like the nice like circle outline on your ass cheeks as well from 40 minutes on the can?
Well, I didn't do. I did this in the bed, not on the toilet. But you know, I could.
You shit in your bed?
Hey, plus like 40 minutes on the Switch is like that's probably like 32 minutes on PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No,
that-
I actually I find it quicker to play on Switch.
That's just it's
No,
one of
it's
the most
true.
insane
I mean, you don't
statements
need to
I've ever.
drag the mouse around. You click buttons. You just click.
That's why I like when I'm gonna go pro in Overwatch, which will probably happen soon because Overwatch 2 is coming out. I'm gonna play on.
You
the
know, it's gonna be
Joy-Cons.
so easy to be a pro in Overwatch 2 because nobody else is gonna play it.
Hi-yo! I don't know if I've ever seen a game that's like so hype and anti-hype at the same time as Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
Like every streamer that's playing it is like, I don't know, Overwatch 2? Like they're not excited, they're just like, I guess I'm gonna...
I mean, I played a lot of Overwatch, and at one point, I'm sure I liked it. I grew to really despise it, but
Isn't it just like Overwatch 1.5 though? Really?
well, the PvP stuff was, yeah. I don't know, like they seem to have this big idea for PvE stuff, which I don't know might be good, but nobody's seen it. So
So this is again hater parlance, but I saw someone made a Guitar Hero Through the Fire and the Flames mod for Overwatch 2 in like their custom games. And a
Right.
lot of people were sharing it like, wow, this is incredible. I was looking at it like, this is the shittiest version of Guitar Hero I've ever seen in my... Like, there was so much input lag, and like the note chart didn't like line up right. And it was more like it's amazing that you could make it, but at the same time, why would anybody play it? I woke up at 4:30 a.m. because my daughter was crying, and she was
Right.
specifically asking for me. She was like, "Daddy, Daddy!" Then, so I was like, no way I can pretend to be asleep and just pawn this one off on my wife.
no.
This is mine for sure.
Oh, the baby's calling for you, honey.
Do you ever
laugh,
get
but
that, like,
that's a
on that
lifesaver,
topic
so-
though, do you ever get that, like, before sleep anxiety where you're just like, your head hits the pillow and you're like, man, I need this so bad. I just
Yeah.
have to sleep.
For the
And
love
you're,
of God.
and you're just, yeah, and you're just like, please do not fucking wake up. And like, sometimes like your head hits the pillow and you can hear the baby just like moving around a bit or something. You're like, please do not be awake right now. Like, I cannot. It's just too much for me to handle at this point.
And then you hear like a single cough or something like that, and you're on high alert.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
Or and that like that, just that heart dropping moment where it's just like you hear a cough and you're like, she'll be fine. It's just one cough, and then more coughing. You're like, fuck,
Here
she
it
might
comes.
wake up, and then just tons of coughing and spluttering, and then crying. You're like, oh god, it's all over.
Well,
Like,
that's I waited for like, I don't know, 6 wails, and then I was like, she's not getting back to sleep. So I walked into her nursery and I was like, "Hi, honey," and she was like, "Daddy, Daddy." She like, as soon as she saw me, she instantly fell asleep. And then just to make sure that everything was okay, I'm like, I'm just gonna lay down on your floor a little bit just to make sure you're okay. Next thing I know, it's
Yeah.
like the sun is pouring in through the curtains, and I'm like, what the hell happened to my back? I
man.
slept on the damn hardwood.
Actually, kind of like over the years, laying on my kids' bedroom floors, like next to their beds, I find it quite comfortable now. You know, like I actually think it's straightened out my back in a funny way. Like,
Well, it's better than like standing up, at least. You know,
Yeah,
You're like the Count of Monte Cristo when he spends all those years in prison and then he gets rich and has like a fancy bed, but
Yeah.
he still decides to just
Right,
sleep on the
yeah.
floor. You know?
I don't like the Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh,
Malf.
frick off,
I
man!
feel,
Yeah,
I feel like
surprise,
that.
surprise.
I feel like that movie stole a lot from Old Boy. Like they copied a bunch of stuff from Old Boy, which is like I don't like stealing. I don't know if
Isn't Old Boy the one did Josh Brolin did like a remake or whatever? Right?
he played the
And then
lead in
he
the remake,
he
yeah.
made love to his daughter or something.
Right. I mean
What?
that's like the major spoiler from both films. So thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Literally like the whole.
If you haven't seen
know-
it by now,
okay. I mean,
when did the remake come out? Like 2010?
yeah, but you should never watch the remake. Like
Well,
the
okay.
remake is horrendous.
it's a. Hey, does your daughter eat any cheese?
She does. She'll eat
Soft cheese?
She'll
She
eat
loves
a
quesadillas, man.
laughing couchies. You guys get
yeah.
that?
She'll eat a laughing cow or a baby bell or a.
My daughter ate a whole laughing cow cheese triangle for lunch yesterday, and a banana, an
Yeah.
entire banana.
Yeah, she did.
It's her birthday this week, actually. She's gonna be
Oh.
one on
Ooh,
Thursday.
that's crazy.
Whoa.
I
That's
know.
wild.
Goes so fast.
What the heck?
Yeah.
I thought she was born like 3 weeks ago.
Nope. She was born almost a whole year ago, Mal.
Has she started to toddle yet?
She's like a little bit, yeah.
Little
She's
toddler?
she'll stand up like on her own for a couple of seconds and fall over, but
That's
she's
pretty
like
good.
grabbing onto things and walking and
Hey.
stuff. So yeah.
Dude, I'm getting pissed off because there's a new baby at daycare. So my baby is not the youngest baby anymore.
Oh no.
My baby was upset for like 2 or 3 months when she went to daycare. She cried all the time. This baby is just chilling. Every
Bruh.
time I go to pick her up from daycare, the other baby's just like, you know, hi, I'm
Yeah, you know
a
why?
happy baby.
That's not that baby's first daycare, that's why. They probably just switched daycares.
No, I think it is because they're like 13 months old or something. I think it's their
Nah,
first
she's
daycare,
probably
man.
it's probably at a different daycare.
I just gotta hold this guy. Okay.
Yeah, you're
All
right. It's 2v1.
I'm out.
No!
I took him out. You just need. Oh, sipped. How? How?
What do you mean how? I got an unlucky
Yeah, man, you just had
combination.
one more jump.
I thought I could squeak through. I squeaked through like a bunch of other
I
ones.
can't believe you've done this to
Oh,
us.
It's not my fault.
I mean,
It is
I-
all
last
your
one
fault.
out.
I know.
You're
I died on a random one before.
Yeah, does
too. I
Batista
can't-
have a brother?
I can't be mad. Like Sips outlived me.
Man, I'm upset. First, you
Yeah,
don't like
you-
my
I
Mad
know.
Libs,
Being
and-
disappointed in yourself is such an awful thing, isn't it? But you know, just do better next time, Mal. You'll be fine.
I did what I was gonna do.
I
It
can
was
see
part of
why
the
Malf
plan.
is mad. He did everything right.
But didn't he go out at the end though?
Well,
Like,
he
must have, right?
he
was
did
a
a murder
sacrifice.
suicide in order to give you the free
Oh,
win.
you did a murder suicide.
Yes.
Oh.
You know what? I'm not taking your wife to Red Lobster tonight.
Is that bad for Sips
and if we
because you're
do,
taking her
she's
to
not
a-
getting any of those cheddar biscuits.
I think this is bad for Sips because you're going to take her to a nice restaurant instead of Red
Yeah.
Lobster.
I'll take her to Dorsia.
Mal's gonna do what he normally does, and he's gonna miss his whole date because he's gonna be too busy playing Slay the Spire.
Too
in the
busy
bathroom.
alphabetizing his 37 hot
No, I
sauces.
can't X still. I've got a LEDX. I need to wait.
I've sorted
then-
my total weight.
And then reorganizing them by the capsaicin level. Oh.
Man, I love hot sauce. Man. Dude, my tomatillos are starting to grow though.
I do love a tomatillo. I
Yeah,
love a
man.
salsa verde.
Fresh salsa verde.
Oh man.
Oof.
May I say, salsa verde, I think it's better than salsa rojo, in my opinion. That's just...
I couldn't really say you're crazy for saying that, you know? Salsa is feminine, so it's roja, not rojo.
whatever. Get over it.
Today I learned. There you go.
I don't speak Spanish, okay? I hope typing that shit out makes you feel good, because I'm never going to remember it. So you might as well have a fucking
I'm gonna
macro.
remember it now because this instant it's escalated so quickly. I'll remember the time Ryan got really mad about Spanish.
What the hell is this? Salsa is feminine. It's a damn dip.
It's delicious.
What
I
are you
say,
talking?
but-
Salsa's feminine. Actually, salsa's a feminine noun. Okay. Whatever you say. Just about the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
Wait, is it Le Saldaban or La Saldaban?
I believe
I
it's...
think it's La Salle
I
de
agree.
Bain.
I think it's La Salle de Bain.
La Salle de Bain.
Because the bathroom is feminine.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
washroom is masculine.
Le washroom. Le Salle. No, is it Le Salle de Bain actually?
I don't know. That's why I asked you.
I think it
starting to
depends
think-
on who's going
I'm
in.
starting to think about it.
Well, I think a piss is a feminine noun and shit is a masculine verb. Peace.
In peace. Maxi 2099 8079. Emoting. Just emoting at the start of the course.
Well,
Now they're laughing. They're like, "Oh, I'm making so many people wait."
does this one ever end?
They all end after Yeah, we just gotta wait 27 more seconds.
I'm going to report them for inactivity.
Oh. Report. Inactivity. Can I report for multiple things?
No, I think you can only do one.
Because they were emoting, so it's not. It's like griefing, right?
Apparently, this is just the idle animation. NL Savage? What's it like to think that, like, because your mini pizzas are ready, you can make 59 other people waste their time? You know what that's like? It's like the people... I invented a guy in my head this weekend when I saw him. Guy who drives a BMW and waits 3 seconds after the light turns green to hit the accelerator, but then compensates by accelerating way too fast and going like 30 kilometers an hour over the speed limit.
Yeah.
Do you ever have those moments where you're at a red light and you're daydreaming a little bit and it goes green and it takes you a little while to get going and you just get through the green and it turns red and the person that was behind you gets stuck?
So I don't, and I hate you, but
I do that all the time. It's hilarious.
I
look in my
You let-
rear view mirror and I can just imagine the rage.
so you have situations where you're at a green light and you're the only person who gets through the green going straight.
Yeah, there's some pretty quick lights
That's
over here, though.
okay. Well, that still seems really bad.
I'm not talking about like really busy roads, you know. We're talking like some
I've
some
seen,
pretty
like-
quick ones.
You know how sometimes, like in cities, they'll put their four-way flashes, their emergency lights on, so they
Yeah.
can like park in a spot, even
For
though they're
sure.
just running in to get like a Big Mac or something like that.
Yeah,
I saw a
absolutely.
dude doing that, but he was just like eating in the car there, and it really made me angry. It's like one thing if you're going in to get something quick, like I can maybe kind of understand that, but you're just eating a freaking sloppy steak in the car.
You know what I've been doing lately? I'm sick of turning right on red. I'm good. I'm ass, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm getting absolutely obliterated here.
I'm sick of turning right on red in the city. I understand why it's legal, but it's so annoying, like, watching the traffic coming from the other direction, watching for cyclists, watching for pedestrians, then anybody who might be jaywalking. Like, it's so exhausting. So sometimes what I'll do, I'll want to turn right. It's a red light. I won't turn my signal light on so that the people behind me don't lose their mind. And then, as soon as it turns green, I'll turn my signal light on and be like, surprise, bitch, I'm turning right. I've been turning right the whole time, dumbass.
I like that.
It's just a little tip to make life a little more comfortable, honestly.
Yeah.
Be patient, you know.
Yeah, people, they lack the pit. Like, I got honked. This is a classic Vancouver bit. I'm sure it's a classic everywhere bit, but I got honked at this weekend because somebody was trying to get me to turn left faster, like into a dude who was crossing the street. And I'm like, oh, you can honk at me all you want. I'm not going to kill this guy just because, like, you didn't leave your house on time. You left before you got rewards? Oh, no.
How am I gonna sleep at night?
My kudos. I've been trying to save up for lower half hot dog bun for 6 months.
Yeah, okay. I've got a business idea, and I
Okay,
think you guys
okay.
are actually gonna like this one. Okay, you know how like video games, you got all these like digital cosmetics and goods in every single freaking video game now.
Right.
Yeah.
We will make a special. It's like a display case with little holograms, so you can actually in your real life home display the cool stuff you've earned in video games.
Holy cow.
I feel like that's just another nail in the coffin of you never getting a girlfriend, MALF.
Listen, your wife doesn't like to label things, but we're in pretty deep, man.
Set one up as a prototype, MALF. Like it's like Field of Dreams. If you build it, they won't come. That's MALF.
If
Ray Liotta-
if she sees your trophy case with a live updating stash value from Escape from Tarkov, she will not come either. Either climax or
I will,
over to your house in general. Here's a snapshot of the time that I killed Rishala.
Dude, that was a good grenade though. Like anybody would be impressed.
Oh shit! I got 6 points.
We're fucked.
It might not be enough.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Look at our teammate.
I'm reporting for griefing.
I think he's just bad. Like, I mean, he is causing me grief, but
I reported him.
Come on, he's not grief. He's trying.
He probably won't even get banned. I
He's
mean,
just
I report
ass, dude.
everybody in games. It never does anything.
You know the scary thing is, this guy's probably someone's accountant.
You think?
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna fill out this tax form right after one more run of Fall Guys.
I
We
don't,
just
I
can't-
don't
we
think I
can't do
ever
it.
told you
No.
guys this story. Yeah, we could leave. We could leave.
Okay.
Shit.
But so back in the day, my taxes used to be done by my parents' tax guy that they'd been using for like 40 years or something like that. And then when I moved out here, I got my own tax set up and stopped using their guy. And then one year my mom called me and she's like, hey, you'll never guess what happened. Our accountant this year did our taxes and then forgot to send in the forms for like 6 months. So they got an email that was like, hey, you guys know you need to file taxes every year. And then they went to the accountant and they're like, why are we getting this letter? And he was like, oh, sorry, I did your taxes, but it turns out I forgot to file them. So I guess he just filed them and wrote like a letter alongside it that was like, hey, like the taxes were done on time. I just literally forgot to send it in. And they didn't have to pay any penalties or anything like that.
Oh, I would have. I mean, he would have.
There's
had to
usually
pay,
like
right?
a pretty long time before they do it ahead of time, right? But they don't actually have to file them like for a little while after, depending.
No. I think they're very serious about it.
Oh, because over here there's like there's like definitely big grace periods. Like,
Isn't that,
I don't know.
that's Jersey's
Not-
whole thing, right? Is like move here and don't pay tax?
Well, I mean, yeah, like essentially, yeah, but you know, yeah, it's true.
Man, I didn't know you were a
true,
tax evader.
True. Yeah, well, I am. I'm a big time tax evader.
I
like-
choose not to call attention to it because I like Sips, so I don't want him to be canceled.
Don't cancel me because of that. There'll be other reasons, I'm sure, but the tax evasion's not one of them. Okay, like I have a reputation to uphold. I don't want anybody to think poorly of me because of where I live. Just because everybody else is doing it over here doesn't mean that I'm doing it, right?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
That's pretty
I'm gonna
true.
catch you. I'm like Dokes, and you're Dexter.
Well,
I'm
also, I think it's okay for you to do tax evasion because if you paid more tax, it would just go to the UK government, which, I mean, that's not based. So what are you supposed to say, you know? Make up your mind, England.
yeah. No, they
Anyway.
can't. There's all this like jurisdictional stuff where they can't access data over here because of like the tax treaty and stuff. Because when I used to work at the bank, it was a big thing where it was like you had to like ring fence all like the systems over here so that the tax people in the UK couldn't access the data. Otherwise, the whole jig would be up. Like a lot of people would be.
They'd be like, what the hell? This whole,
Yeah.
you gotta take this whole island in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was nuts. It's crazy.
Oh, man. Let me be an offensive godfather. You fucking come to me on the day of my shitty daughter's fucking wedding. Sorry, that's just Boston Godfather. The Boston Godfather has logged on. You fucking meet me at MJ O'Connor's in Pershing Square, you motherfucker. My name's fucking Don Vito O'Corleone. My favorite movie's The Fucking Town. Favorite player, David Krejci. Tim Thomas never should have gone to his fucking prepper bunker. The Bruins could have been a dynasty in the early 2010s. What's your opinion on Steveston? I have none. That's at the Richmond terminus of the SkyTrain. Is this correct? Am I correct on this? I don't mean that. I don't mean like I have none. I mean like I genuinely don't have any frame of reference for Steveston. Is that the pier where the lady got snatched by a seal and they had to jump in and save her? Like they went to the edge of the pier and then a seal jumped up and like grabbed the child and tried to drag them down? That's, I mean, you'll notice a kind of a recurring theme, I think, with me, which is that I love nature getting one up on humanity. And if the person's fine, and she was fine, but I love when man thinks that nature is just like it's in a box to be controlled, and then all of a sudden nature's like, surprise, I eat flesh every day. What's your opinion on Granville Island? I love Granville Island. It's a little packed. I like Granville Island. There's lots of cool stuff there. Oyama Sausage Corp is Corp, I guess, in this case. This is a bit of an overcorrection. Oyama Sausage Corp is, they have some of the best sausages in town, without a doubt. Lee's Donuts are up there for best donut in Vancouver. It depends on your donut preferences, but they're very good. Siegel's Bagels, pretty good, for sure. Siegel's is like, I might prefer the taste of Sully's, but or Solly's, but the great thing is when you go to Siegel's, you don't get yelled at. Although the last time I went to Siegel's, I said, can I get 6 poppy seed bagels? And they said, we don't have any poppy seed. And I said, okay, well, just give me whatever you've got. And then the lady looked back and she said, all we have is like whole wheat. And I was like, that's fine. But like, I think you should start to like cross shit out on the sign, because you offer like 15 different kinds of bagel. And then I got stuck with just whole wheats. But anyway, also at Granville Island, I mean, it's just a nice place to walk around. Horrible place to drive. Every time I see people driving on Granville Island, I'm like, what is wrong with you? You've clearly lost your mind. Didn't you get the memo? Like, you never... You will... Literally, by walking, you will travel like 20 times the speed that the cars travel. I had one more thing. Oh, Tenderland Meats. Legitimate. I haven't been to every butcher shop in Vancouver. Tenderland Meats, though, is one of the most legit butcher shops, without a doubt. They sell some incredible cuts of meat that are insanely expensive, but also delicious. This is from Edmund. Dear God, if you are reading this, there's a high probability I'm going to... Okay, there's some lore. I wanted to send you this box to show you how much of a fan I am of your work. Okay. Enclosed is a very cool t-shirt featuring my personal riff. This is a letter from Edmund to God. Okay, I see. Featuring my personal riff on one of your designs. I'd also tossed in a sticker. You can stick it on your laptop or on a water bottle. I need to write a few thousand more of these letters. I hope you aren't too upset about the jokes I made at your expense. No hard feelings, Edmund. Again, that's in character, Edmund to God. And then we've got a postcard of Ori's ghost. We have a sticker of the same. And we have a medium-sized t-shirt of the same design.
You didn't show them.
I don't like to put reflective images in front of my camera, except for my glasses frames. And a 4 Souls card pack, which is the most exciting of all. You know I don't like to do this stuff on the camera. And yet, once a week, I'm forced to do this stuff on the camera. I will send a message to Edmonton to Edmund and say thank you. I'm not an unboxer. You know, I don't even know what happened to my gold play button. It was just sitting over there.
It's in the closet.
It's in the closet. I haven't even opened it. I don't open. I mean, it's not like I don't want to say I don't like to receive packages. I don't mind opening packages. I just hate showing them off to the camera. It's like, it's not for you. You had no role in this. You didn't do anything. I did all the work. Okay, this is not a good team, but you got to do what you got to do. I subscribed. Yeah, like I said, you didn't do anything. Let me be an alleged tank like the Arizona Coyotes. We have no right to these joys. No, I'm just saying, like, you know, if you want to see an unboxing streamer, go type unboxing into YouTube. You'll probably see about 100,000 people. Oh, Samsung Galaxy S23 unboxing. Look at that. It doesn't come with a headphone jack. I'm just like a guy. I just like do things that guys do, you know? I'm just like your average guy. Miss Frizzle, what about silent reading? Please let this be a normal field trip. With the frizz? No way! Cruising off down Main Street, you're relaxed and feeling good. Next thing that you know, it's ICBMs in the neighborhood. Surfing on a sound wave, swinging through the stars. Anyway, I don't remember the ICBM episode. It was that was a season 7. A lot of people didn't watch season 7. It was after Miss Frizzle got indicted for insider trading. Are we getting a live react to NASA satellite image announcement? No, and this is not a knock on NASA. Like the smartest people in the world in their field work there. But every time NASA's like, we have a big announcement, I'm like, this is it, man. It's aliens. And then they're like, check it out. There's like a rock on Mars. And I'm like, okay. Maybe like don't use this line unless there's aliens. Check it out. This nebula we thought was 135,000 light years away is actually only 71,000 light years away. I'm sure that actually has incredible consequences within your field and also like maybe for life on Earth. But like this line is only to be used. It's like a break glass in case of aliens line. It's not, hey, look, there's potassium feldspar on the moon, okay? This line is only to be used in case of alien contact. Streamers too dumb to appreciate science. Tell me something I haven't heard before. Chat too dumb to appreciate a joke. You ever hear that one before? Chat waiting all weekend, posting in the Discord about how much they missed the stream, and then wasting the entire stream being banal and pedantic about the jokes that they're listening to. Chad literally never being happy, only anticipating that the next thing's going to make them happy, and then when they experience it, feeling dead inside. Something like that. You ever heard that one before? You said, tell me something I don't know, so I thought I might illuminate something that seems self-evident to me. Okay, we get it, +2. Okay. I got my +2s. I'm moving on. You're the only thing that gets me through the work week. Okay, don't say that. Because, like, it was a bit and a half. Please, the peacock needed it! And now it's like, it's very real. We need to bring it down to a mutual level of respect that's conducive to banter without overinflating the streamer's ego, or chat's ego for that matter. You know, it cuts both ways. I'm going all in on the peacock. This is not great. Obviously, you don't have to be a genius to see that, but I do think it might actually be the right play, as insane as it sounds. And it's all academic anyway, because we fucking won. Bro, you had a scorpion? Bro, I got the 10 wins. Dumbass, look at that. Put it in the Hall of Fame. Enshrine it. You would have won harder if you just drafted Wayne Gretzky instead of Mario Lemieux. I'm just trying to help. Yeah, okay. Help yourself to one of these. YouTube's gonna lose their mind? Are you familiar with YouTube? It's the website people go to lose their mind. Literally, the meme about YouTube is like, don't spend too much time on it and don't let your young sons use it unsupervised because they're gonna get radicalized. It's the purpose of the website is to make you crazy. I thought that was Twitter. People on Twitter are crazy. People on YouTube are insane. There is a difference. Twitter is like, let me make up a story about how my child distilled everything wrong with politics into a single... I'm rolling, by the way. I'm not buying honey at this stage in my life. Then my child turned to me and said, Ruth Conda forever. See, that's crazy. That's a story you made up in the shower that you thought would play well. And you thought people might actually believe it, which is crazy. People on YouTube will just type stuff that's like literally, like, should be forwarded to the police. Not so much in my comments, only like 1 or 2 people, you know who they are. Like, if you look at like a random video, people will be like, I don't know if anyone's gonna read this, but like, you know, and then like an insane conspiracy theory about who controls the world. And it's not girls. It never ends up being like the Beyonce song. It's always some really messed up stuff. Like a local news comment section. Dude, you're absolutely right. Anybody that has never read like their local, you gotta try. Anybody who's never read their local news comment section owes it to themselves to give it a try. Because it is the most insane boomer retirees on planet Earth who are populating those sections for whatever reason. On or off Facebook? Honestly, I think you could do either, quite frankly. Hank, don't open the news story about the police commissioner has recently retired. Have you seen the dude pretending to be you in your YouTube comments? I saw a Chilled Chaos tweeting about it. It's going around. There's like, I don't look at my comments too much, mostly just because I'm busy, and also because it's good for your mental health to just ignore them. But YouTube always has like some scam going around. Apparently now it's, hey, if you're reading this comment, you won on my WhatsApp giveaway. Just add this phone number and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Message me on Telegram. You know I'm huge into Telegram. But there used to be literally just pornographic avatars that would leave messages like, I want your sex, boy. Click this link. And then it's like a sketchy link. You would be like, oh, that's like, yeah, 2011. That was a weird era for... No, that was like 2020. Like, YouTube's still working out the kinks in the spam filter. Kate gets a bunch that just seem to be random noise the bot makers are overhearing. Well, I don't know. I'm sure you've seen it on Twitter that, like... Maybe it's just me because I make insanely good tweets and I'm really popular. But like every tweet that I make, there's always like some Adobe face, like AI generated person that always replies with a random string of text that's like, you know, pot sunshine, and then like a clickable link. And I'm like, I'm not gonna click that shit, you damn robot. Get out of my tweets. Dude, anybody else receive like a community award on Steam every day? I get so many emails. You've received a Steam Community Award. You've received... Okay, you know what I received an award for? My review of The Binding of Isaac from February 23rd, 2021. Flash Isaac was an amazing game when it launched. I'd never played anything like it. Rebirth has made this game a little redundant, but I still think it could be fun to go back and see the game's history as long as you understand what you're getting into. Never disrespect the legends. It has 2 reviews of Shut Up and Take My Steam Points. One award for Gold Medal in Mental Gymnastics. What the hell? What an insult. 3 awards for Treasure. And then 3 other community awards. I got a Jester Award, a Michelangelo Award, and a Mad Scientist Award. Dude, can you redeem Steam points for anything? Because I think I got like... I mean, I got Steam Awards coming out of my whatever for like writing reviews of Spelunky and stuff like that. You can turn them into V-Bucks? Honestly, that's kind of sick.